Hello everyone, Hamas28 here, and welcome back to Seaopolis Submerged. So, as we left off last episode, I didn't do too much, except I expanded some of our infrastructure a little bit, added a lot of upgrades to make things run a bit smoother. Like, our energy production has gone insane. So here's one of the original Frost Dynamos, right? This Frost Dynamo can produce a max of 320 RF per tick, and the upgrades aren't very good. As you can see, they're all the basic of the basic upgrades with one resonant integral component for the 4x scale factor, which is pretty good. That alone is what is getting us so high to 320, as these ones are mostly just about fuel efficiency. This one doubles the output, so it's kind of a 4x times 100. Is that how that works? Or is it just a 5x? I'm not actually sure how they stack, if it's additive or multiplicative. Not quite sure. But this one produces 320 RF per tick. But then with the latest upgrades in this one, we can get up to 640 RF per tick out of a single dynamo, which is pretty good. As you can see here, I threw in the twinite auxiliary reaction chambers, and I think these are the best ones you can add to a dynamo, because if you look at the description, once it reaches twinite tier, the fuel energy is 1.1x, which is essentially giving you a 10% efficiency bonus with whatever fuel you're burning, and the maximum output is plus 100. So you multiply that by the scale factor, and each one gives you fuel efficiency and bonus power output. The other one you could put in here, I think I have, the multi-cycle injectors. Even these, once you go all the way up to twinite tier, just increases fuel efficiency by 30%. So I think if you want to max out a machine, you want the maxed out integral component, which will be our Dragon Steel version, and then 3 twinite auxiliary reaction chambers to get 30% fuel efficiency plus 300% multiplied by that scale factor, because I think the scale factor on this one, is 6x. So that might take us, that's why I think like 960 RF per tick out of a single dynamo, which is pretty good. Multiply that by 6, and it's enough to power pretty much all of our machines. The only other place I made upgrades was adding more upgrades to these guys with better components, so the autocrafting goes a bit faster, and then upgrading the farm with more seeds, like gold. I was upgrading our strainers with the Everlasting Everything upgrade, and I didn't realize how much gold they took, so I kind of obliterated our gold supply. So I added some gold seeds so we can recuperate there. And I crafted the Supremium machine upgrade for this harvester, and you can see he goes crazy. You can follow the line here. He harvests the crops faster than they can grow, which is great. But now that that's out of the way, I also added this guy over here next to this one. So this dragon head produces our crying obsidian, and this dragon head produces, what is this? Our dragon's breath. So we can make it easier to automate some of our crafts, like the dragon steel. Now, following the quest book, we have to make our draconic integral component, which shouldn't be that bad. As you can see, we have everything available. It's mostly just about the processing time. So if I hit start, it has to craft all the alloys and then start processing, which can be a little bit slow, which is why I spent an hour just adding the upgrades, especially in the alloy furnace, to actually craft the dragon steel, to make it go a lot faster. Because if we look at this, it costs 4,000 RF to make one dragon steel ingot. So if we come to our induction smelter, this guy can burn 223 RF per tick, and that's with a twinite flux linkage amplifier, which is a phenomenal upgrade, by the way. If you notice, the base power goes up by 110%, and it only costs 1% more power. Compare that to the basic tier version that doubles it, but costs 10%. It's insane. The final tier upgrades are kind of imbalanced from what I've noticed, though. Grab that, because some of them are like really good, and some of them are kind of just like an incremental upgrade, which is just slightly okay. But anyways, now we can craft ourselves an ultimate component, which I don't think we have an auto craft for. Ultimate? No, we do not. So let me add this ultimate component to our smelter, and we will need some dragon eggs, which I could just manually craft. Let me find our induction smelter. Right, where is it? If I search induction, it should find it. There it is. Induction smelter. This is the slow one though. Let's see. Can I move something from the slow one to the fast one? I guess we grow signalum, so I guess we don't really need to process it, so I'll move that one. So now if I type this guy and search, he needs 1 dragon egg. No problem, buddy. I can just make you a bunch of dragon eggs pretty easily. Dragon egg chunks. And add a couple dragon eggs. Throw that in there. And make ourselves the ultimate components. Component. And craft should be pretty easy, because it's just a simple craft. To make this guy. And put it all together to make the ultimate crafting table. So we're going to need 3 more of these. So luckily we should now be able to just type 3. It has all the items. Oh, that's a lot of glass. That's going to be pretty slow. Because I'm just using a redstone furnace for the smelting production. If I want to make it go a lot faster, I would want to use the mystical agriculture furnace. Where is it? Where is the MA furnace? Forget where it is. Oh, here it is. As you can see, it goes all the way up to awakened with a cooking speed of 20,000%. Pretty good. I love how insane the upgrades are in mystical agriculture, because they go exponential, which I guess is good for how much they cost. Because you can look, the basic furnace has 100% fuel efficiency and 120% cooking speed, so it's 20% faster. The Prudentium is 60% faster and has 35% of fuel efficiency. Then it's 250, so you go from 20% to, you gain 40, so you gain 20, then you gain 40, then you gain 90, then you gain like 450, then you gain like 3,400, and then you gain another 16,000, which is hilarious. I haven't even touched the awakened stuff yet though. It shouldn't be that difficult to get access to at this point though, because if you take a look at our essence production, we're at 13,000 Infernium essence, which is pretty good. I don't know if I highlighted it over here, but we do have a seed processor that is now taking all the extra seeds, and since most of this is Infernium, we have a ton of essence ready to go for all the other crafts that we're going to need. So let me put this in there, and we'll wait on this to finish. So it looks like the production is kind of bottlenecked by the production of Dragon's Breath, so I kind of just sped that up manually so we can go a little bit faster. And there we go, perfect. Yeah, it was kind of bottlenecked by the Dragon's Breath. Luckily, using the advanced strainer upgrades, you do get a little bit of efficiency there, because the recipe says if I put in 1 glass bottle, I get 1 Dragon's Breath, which is technically true, but then sometimes you get 2 out of it, which means it kind of goes a little bit faster, but it's due to RNG. Can't really control that, but now we have our ultimate components done. Now I can tear down this elite crafting table and combine it to make the ultimate crafting table, tier 4. It's even bigger than the last one. And now using this, we can craft Neptune's Bounty. Now this is going to be a little annoying because it does take colored planks, which we don't really have any of. Actually, do we have cyan? What color was this one? Or, I'm not growing it anymore. What color was this? Wooden log. This is light blue. So we're going to need a bunch of dragon steel, a bunch of green, and a bunch of cyan. So we can just purchase this stuff. Where are my money? What is it called? Seaopolis dollary dues. And we need cyan and what color? Cyan and green. Do I already have one of these? Yellow. I have green, so we just need cyan. Cyan dye. Then we just need a little bit of dirt. And we're going to need some saplings. So now if I just take these, put this guy here, 1 green, 1 light blue. Now we harvest those. Grab this, put that away, put the money away. Now we just need some hoppers, so let me replace you real quick. It's growing, right? Very slowly, but yes it is. And actually, there's one over here. So let me put that back. Because I have these guys over here from the olden days. Oh, but that's gonna... Oh no, the logs are... Oh no, those colored logs are filtered. I could just disconnect this for now, because I don't need this anymore. So let me swap you, take out all of this, take out all of this, swap you, cyan, green, and we're going to speed these guys up with a times 64 modifier, and deposit the logs. So now we can grab the green, grab the cyan, grab some dragon steel, hopefully it's done crafting, yep. Convert all of this into planks. Convert all of that into planks. Come over here and craft ourselves one Neptune's Bounty. Ta-da! Then I think you just place it and open it, right? Yep, there you go. And you get Neptunium. Now you can't turn the chest itself into Neptunium, right? Neptune Bounty. No, you cannot. It has no crafts. So it's kind of just something you have to void. Get this. And where'd it go? Huh. I guess it just breaks in this pack. Usually you can collect it and use it as a chest. But now that we have the Neptunium, we can use it to craft the ultimate ingot. Now it looks like we're going to need 12 ingots of Neptunium. We have 6 plus that, and then you can melt this down in a blast furnace to get a full ingot out of it. So we will need a few more, plus the crafting of the ultimate ingot also takes 2 dragon steel and a variety of other ingots. So I think we'll need 10. 10 of this. And you can see, it goes a lot faster once you have the Dragon's Breath all ready to go. So let me grab this, grab that, make some more chests. You go in there, you go in there. Oh, we're out of cyan. Okay, let's see if we can get some more cyan. I'm gonna have to really boost the production of this. So we can actually, yeah, because that's not a lot. We need a lot more logs than that. Can I just spray paint these? I think you can, but it's faster just to keep growing these. But we are going to need a lot of these. Because I think we have to craft about 2 more. Cyan, like so, green, like that. And you use a lot more of the cyan than the green, by the looks of it. Yeah, we don't have enough. Luckily we have a 3rd pot. So let me grab this and swap you. That way we can start making even more cyan. And what? Why can't I? Oh, it is working. I just can't see it. There we go. Alright, so now we should be able to just grab this, click you, click that, put in the rest, make another one, grab even more, grab more, destroy these because I don't need them, and destroy, oh, that's a smoker, that in here. And now, to make the ultimate ingot, we're going to need nether bricks, steel, lead. Have I ever made steel? Have I used steel for anything? Huh, I don't think I have. I don't think I ever had a reason to make steel. Which is a little annoying, now we have to craft it, because it looks like it takes coke and iron dust. There's no other way to get it, right? No. Well, that's annoying, because I've never had to make any steel up until this point. Well, we're going to need 2 more of our dragon steel. Put away this stuff. Make another ingot of this. Put away that. Grab this. So to make this, we're going to need pretty much every one we have. So this is 8 mixed ingots. Mixed. We need nether bricks. I can unpack these, right? You can. Perfect. me unpack this real quick. And we'll come back once I've gathered all the materials. Alright, that should be the steel finished. Grab our steel. It's a little annoying when you have to go out of your way to craft something you didn't need throughout the entire playthrough, but now we're finished with the ultimate ingots. Quest completed. And now using that, we need to make creative essence, which is actually going to be pretty easy. Because I believe what actually goes into it now that I think about it. Yeah, this is not that difficult because we already have most of this stuff. So we need Infernium Prudentium. Let me put away all of our ingots. Infernium. Oh, and let me make some Prudentium real quick. Prudentium. Probably should have bookmarked it. This guy, Prudentium. Earth. Oh, we need the blocks. Air, earth, fire, and water. We need diamond essence. Oh, we need one insanium, which should be pretty easy. Let me just make a whole bunch of this real quick so I can dump it. Throw that in there. We should have a little bit of the whatchamacallit, but I forget how much. But we just need one. And this is why it's better to just set up the autocraft so you don't have to do this manually. Insanium. Insanium. There we go. One of this. Essence. We need diamond, netherite, nether star, and dragon egg. Now we can put all of this together to make the creative essence. Throw this in here. Now we have to take our ultimate ingot, convert it into ultimate nuggets, and craft the ultimate component. And, oh, that's going to be annoying. We need 4 ultimate components, which means we need 3 more creative essence, which costs a lot of stuff. Alright, now, oh, I need more netherite essence. Whoops. Netherite. Craft 3 more of these. So let me dump all of this in here. Spread it around. 1, 2, 3. Dump that in here. Now I need some blank patterns. Blank. Just make 10 real quick. I say real quick, but it's actually going to be a little bit slow. Now we can craft the ultimate component. What's taking so long? It has to make glass. There we go. Ultimate component in the induction smelter. Induction smelter. In there. Deposit this and craft 4 ultimate components. Which takes 54 more. Oh, because it needs to craft netherite. I see the issue. Netherite. Convert the essence. There we go, 11 more. I think that should be enough, I'm hoping. Components. 4. Why is this so difficult? The ultimate component. Yeah, wait a minute. Did I set this up right? Black iron slate. This should not be that difficult. Nugget. Creative essence. Black iron slate. Yeah, 4 of these. Why did it need netherite? That doesn't make any sense. Because now I'm just going to do this manually. Because I don't see why. There we go. Grab this. Okay, see, that crafted just fine, so I don't know what the autocraft was freaking out about. Ultimate component. Oh, I was trying to craft ultimate component instead of the ultimate components. Okay, I guess that's on me. Now we combine this with the 1 black iron. to make the ultimate catalyst. And now we use this to make the quantum compressor, and we need one more and one more ultimate component. Awesome! This is a ton of fun. Okay, so it actually wasn't that bad, because you use one ultimate ingot for the entire craft. So now I should be able to craft this guy. We just have to wait on this stuff. Because you see, these each take 4, that takes 1, so it's actually one ultimate one ultimate ingot to the 9 nuggets. Lets you craft the whole thing to make the quantum compressor and complete the chapter. Now we can put this guy down. Looks like he does need power, about 10 million FE. So let me grab some flux ducts and grab those. We'll hook this up to the power grid. Let's see. We'll put this guy... We'll throw him in the production room. I think that's a fine place for him. Yep, filling up nicely. Collect all of this and go to Technium. Welcome to Seaopolis. Because now that we have access to the quantum compressor, we can start making singularities, which take an ultimate catalyst, which doesn't take the ultimate component, just the regular ultimate component. And now taking a look, some of them are easier than others. Like this guy only takes 128 cactus slices, which is just slicing a cactus, so that's only like 32 cacti. This one is a ton of netherrack, not too difficult. Does it consume the catalyst? Let's see. I should be able to craft the ultimate catalyst pretty easily. Ultimate catalyst. Yeah, we can craft everything here. And then while this is crafting, let's take a look at the other ones. So cacti, netherrack, one final technium ingot, which is Neptunium, a voided technium ingot, prosperity, luminescence, and shellite. This guy takes a hellish, which takes the ultimate, which takes the elite. Okay, so to craft this one, we have to do this thing. Basic to advanced to elite, ultimate, hellish, voided, and the final. Actually doesn't look that difficult. Coke. See, why do we randomly need coke at this point? I guess, kinda, you could have set up steel production if you wanted to use creosote as a fuel source, but we can't make anything out of steel, so there's not really a point, right? Now, I don't think we'll need any of this stuff anymore. I actually do need the coke, so let me grab that back. But we can start working on the ingots while we wait for the ultimate catalyst to finish crafting. So to make this guy, we need lapis, clay, smooth stone, and bronze. Lapis, clay, the block variety, smooth stone, which we have none of, but we do have a bunch of stones. We can actually just cook this real quick. Like so. And I probably should have bookmarked this. Bronze, and that's it. So just the bronze. Grab some bronze. We should be able to craft it. Bronze. Click. And we're missing, we need more bronze. Let's see, 12 of that. And now if I type the catalyst, ultimate catalyst. Why did you not craft before? That's weird. Why did... There must have been an issue, because it said it could craft 4, but now it's saying it cannot. Anyways, now we can put all of this together to make the basic technium ingot. Now we can move to the advanced, which is going to take steam pipes. See, why do we need steel gears? That doesn't make any sense. We haven't needed any steel at all. It's not that difficult to make, but it is a little annoying. Constantan. Luckily we have a ton of constantan. And let me just bookmark all of these real quick. Okay, so Technium ingot done, Constantan ingots done, Constantan gears done. We need, how much is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times 9, wait. I can't math. 9, 9. But the inside, okay, a bunch of Invar. Invar. Just make a stack real quick. Stack of Invar. We need a bunch of steel gears. And by a bunch, I mean a ton. So we need a bunch of creosote that I need to void out of this guy now, because we're going to need more other stuff to actually make all the steel required, which is going to be really annoying. So let me grab our coal. That's not how you type it. Coal. Where's the coke? Coke. We're going to need iron. And I'm going to need a fluid trash can, so we could just dump out all of the... Oh, perfect, the ultimate trash can. Item. Fluid. Energy. Ultimate. The ultimate trash can. Now I need to... I should just be able to do this. If I do... tar and put you on top, and I want blacklist coke, so everything else should just auto output the top creosote, and it works kinda. Okay, it's working. Nice. So now the tar is also getting voided because like there's no use for it. You can make a block of tar and then burn it, but that's about it. So now we can make more coke. So we can smelt that together to make more steel. And then what else do we need? We're also going to need steam pipes, which take cured rubber, which you make from rubber, which takes vines. Who designed this? At least I can craft vines, because I've never had to use any rubber at this point. And can I just tell it to use water? Actually, I should be able to do this. If I come over here and set up an autocraft, it should know that it can use the water. At least I think so. That goes in there. Do this. Now if I tell it to make rubber, that's too much. Okay, let me try 50. That's still too much. Actually, what am I doing? I could just tell it to make vines. That's how you make a vine. That goes in there. Make 100. And perfect, there we go. It can make rubber. So, because we need a bunch of steam pipes, which will take 2 cured rubber and hardened glass. So let me set up this. You go in here. And we're going to have to cook a ton of rubber. So let me just dump it into our redstone furnace, which is up here. And I could just teach this how to make rubber, actually. I don't have to waste my time doing it manually. So cured rubber. Cured rubber is in a redstone furnace. And we're all out of patterns. I think we have more though. Blank pattern. We do. There. Redstone furnace. And then, now I can just tell it how to make a steam pipe. Which I already did. I'm losing my mind. And now how many do I need? Okay, I need 24 steam pipes. So if I just type in steam pipe and 24, we can craft it. And now there's a bottleneck. See how you doing. Iron. coke. I should probably have the coke just dumped into the AE system as well. Coal. What's the hold up here? It's trying to smelt rubber. Gotcha. Alright, so now if I grab a stack of steel and we convert this into gears, that should be the final step. And then we should be able to craft the next ingot. Alright, 16 steel gears later, combine all of this to make the advanced Technium ingot. And now it should start going a little bit smoother, because all this stuff we should be able to get. So it's just annoying having to count this. There is an auto crafting version. I wonder if that'd be easier. But if I just grab stacks of this stuff, that kind of solves the issue. Let me grab some amethyst. Then we're going to need a bunch of signalum. We're going to need a bunch of electrum, along with some of this. So let's craft 32 plates. And it's not plates, it's gears. Whoops, cancel that. Belay that order. 16 electrum gears. What do you mean we don't have this? What? Hello? The electrum is right here. Let me guess, there's two types of electrum. No, there's just one. So why can't you craft this? Hello? Why are there two versions, but it's saying I can't craft it? That's so weird. Okay, I'm just going to manually craft this by throwing it in here. Because I have two of these, so I can do half a stack in there, half a stack in there. It's so weird when AE just decides to break like that. Like, it really comes out of nowhere. Then we need lead plates. That's what I was getting confused with. And there's no autocraft for that one, so we'll just throw those in there. So now we can grab our gears, lead plates, and is that everything? No, we need more lead plate. Alright, we got the lead plates. Now we can craft the... What? I counted wrong? Oh, it's 16, not 12. Can craft the elite Technium ingot and throw the rest of this in there. Now we have to make the ultimate Technium ingot, which shouldn't be that difficult. Diamond gears I haven't crafted though. So how many are we going to need? 3 times 4, so 12 diamond gears, so a stack of diamond. 1 stack of diamond coming right up to be made into gears. Didn't even know you can make diamonds into gears. We need 5, 10, 15, 20, 24 emerald dust. That's not nearly enough, my friend. There we go. 24 emerald dust. And they kind of ate the rest of the diamonds. It's fine. Emerald dust, diamond gears. We need a bunch of niter. Oh, we're actually really low on niter. Mixed stone ingots. Now we can put all of this together and make the ultimate Technium ingot. Now we need a bunch of hellish items. So now we need 12 lumium plates. We're going to need a ton of black iron ingots. See, it makes you think, oh, we don't have enough mixed stone. Don't you worry, buddy. We have stacks of it. We have enough. Throw all of that in here. And make a stack of this. Grab our lumium plates. Now we need 5, 10, wait, that's 6. 6 times 4 is 24 netherite. This one might have some difficulties. Oh, nope, never mind. We got 35. And soulstone. Put all of that together and make one hellish technium ingots. Now we need to make the voided version, which is actually one of the easier ones we can do, because we just need a bunch of basic material. Air block, earth block, fire block, water block. We need obsidian. And we need a couple of nether stars. You craft like this, then you take the shards, do a little bit of that, grab 4 nether stars, and that should be everything we need to make the voided technium ingot. Then finally, the final technium ingot will take 8 neptunium, 5, 10, 16 prosperity ingots. So that's pretty easy. We need a bunch of luminescence, which is... Oh, we're pretty low on gunpowder, now that I think about it. Glowstone. Redstone. Yeah, only 41 gunpowder. And we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 14, 24. Which will take 48. So we're short 1 gunpowder. Oh, we can craft gunpowder. Never mind. So we can make some luminescence. Where's the luminescence? There it is. We're going to need a bit more glowstone. There we go. Should be all the luminescence we need. Then we need a bunch of shellite. Eight is not a bunch. Let's craft another 32. And then we need more neptunium. 5. We need 3 more. 6. Which means we have to craft 1 more box, which will take 4 dragon steel. Open the chest, and what do you see? A bunch of neptunium just for me. Throw away this guy, throw away this. Grab the shellite. Is that enough shellite? No, we need 5 more. We got 3 on the way. So a little bit slow. Luckily making this stuff is pretty easy, mostly because I went to the end and I kind of just stole the entire church that was there. But now we can craft the final technium ingot and finish off the technium chapter. Thank goodness, we're finished with that one. That leaves only 2 left, which means we should be able to finish off the Techopolis one, because it only takes a single final technium ingot to craft the Techopolis Singularity. But now we just need 1 ultimate catalyst, and it's a good time to see if this actually works. Ultimate components, ultimate catalyst. Craft this. Do all your crafting. There we go. Sometimes it gets stuck thinking there's not enough netherite because it wants to craft netherite using bedrock chunks and gold instead of crafting it via essence. But I prefer it that way just so I can keep it separated for auto crafting purposes. Alright, now that's done. We make the ultimate catalyst. Now if we come to our quantum compressor, put you here, final technium ingot inside, we create 1 Techopolis Singularity. And that's good. That means we don't need multiple. It kind of works like... What is it? It works like AE2 Singularity. Thingamabob. So that that's done, we just need a couple more. The next one on our list is going to be the void ingot, which should be pretty easy. You just do this, and we're going to speed this guy up by I think 128 times. Okay, times 64 is the max we can do to start making void ingots. Now it looks like with nickel, it's a 10% chance. And using the Everlasting Everything upgrade does make it a little bit faster, I mean a little bit higher, but it's still a pretty low chance. And we're going to need, how many of these? We need 200 void ingots. At a 10% chance, 200, 10% chance, that means we have to burn through, what, 2,000 ingots, I think, to get it? So this is going to be quite the slow burn. So let me steal this guy. Put you here. That goes here. Ingots. We're just going to have to let that cook for a while, because we're going to need quite a lot. Luckily we have tons of nickel, so I can continue feeding that until it's done. But now it's just a slow burn. So, Caveopolis just takes 10,000 stone, which is quite a lot of stone. Can I just craft stone using our essence? Stone. Stone. Not with the essence we have. Now we do have a resource generator. So if I craft this guy, take a water bucket. I think there's a way I can actually get around this. So let me grab a bucket. Water. Do this. The resource generator has speed blocks. So if I make a nether star block, and we grab some stone. Where's our stone at? We have 0 stone. How do we have 0 stone? Oh, I turned the stone to granite, that's why. Cobble. Quickly cook this up. We should be able to place, I believe the way it works is, duplicate the items. Any block that can store items can be placed underneath. Will turn blue. Speed blocks can be placed on top to increase the speed blocks are produced. So we place this guy here. Stone goes here. It turns on. No speed block detected. So if I place this here, current tick rate is 5. So now if we grab an import bus and some cabling, we should be able to connect this. Do we have enough channels? We do. Can I just connect this directly, or does it need an inventory? Because if I grab a barrel, like so, put this in here, it works. Now, are you thinking what I'm thinking? I could just move this whole setup with a hopper, like so. So let me move this. Where's my resource generator? Grab you. We just do 1, 2, 3, like so, and it's going to start cooking. There we go. So now we can do those in parallel. So let me continue refilling this guy. How many are we at? 19. We're going to need 200. So we're not close, but we can get there pretty soon. So Stoneopolis done. Oh, this is Caveopolis is taken care of. Voidopolis taken care of. Seaopolis is 8 Heart of the Seas, which is pretty easy. We could just craft these. Heart, we already have 2. We need prismarine. I thought I had prismarine already. Yeah, prismarine seeds. Let me plant these. Then we can just make the Heart of the Seas, and that's another one checked off. Infernopolis will take 5,000 pieces of netherrack, which I think we could just duplicate. Huh, I guess not. We cannot duplicate it using that. But 5,000 is really not a whole lot. Which means, if I just grab ourselves another diamond pickaxe, we're out of diamonds. And go ham in the nether, I'm pretty sure I can gather 5,000 pretty easily. 15, 15, we need 5,000, so that's 3,000, 4,500, 6,000. And I have a stack upgrade tier 2. Let me upgrade this to a higher stack tier. Stack tier 3. I should be able to easily obtain all the netherrack needed. So if I just hold down Ultimine and change this to large tunnel 3x3, it should be easy enough to get it. Going to need a bunch of food, but I could just walk in a straight line and be done pretty fast. And let's take a look at our stone, see how we're doing here. We're at 412. This guy is not going fast enough. Now, it does need an inventory, so maybe I can make this go faster by using a pipe upgrade with basic pipes. Because I think the hopper can't really keep up with the speed we're trying to go at, and this will be helpful for when I want to move the netherrack in there next. So move this, go you here. Where's my pipes? There we go. Pipe, pipe wrench. Like so. Set you to pull. Add this. Now it's pulling 32 items every 5 ticks, and it's going much faster. Let me grab this stone. So we can push it even faster. Now we're at 10% of the way. Not bad. If I got a Silk Touch pickaxe, we could go even faster as well. Okay, we're at 23. Not too bad, not too bad. But I guess while we wait for that, we can get ourselves a cactus. Because it's only like, yeah, it's only half a stack of cactus to actually make the slices. Yeah, exactly, just like that. Now if I go over here and chop these up, maybe with a different tool. Oh, you need a paxel. I didn't even realize there were paxels in the pack. Paxel? Oh, I guess that's kind of the challenge here, is you have to craft it from Infernium tools, but that's really not that difficult. So let me craft a bunch of gems, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 for all of the tools. Like so. And make a bunch of this. Making the tools is pretty straightforward. 1x, 1 Infernium pickaxe, and 1 Infernium shovel. Put it together and make 1 paxel. So now we can just chop all of this to get the cacti slices, and this singularity is essentially done. Then I think that's all of it, right? There's no other singularity that really needs work done. Void ingots, cactus, netherrack. Oh, Heart of the Seas. I still need to craft 6 of these. Heart of the Sea. And we're off by 1, but that should be done pretty fast. Seed. Where's my, yep, prismarine seeds. Let's plant another one of these. Up. And that's that one done. So that's all the singularities completed. It's just going to take a little bit of time to actually finish them off. like the stone is going to take a while, but that should be done pretty quickly because we're producing, there's 20 ticks in a second, so we're producing 4 stone a second, so this should be done in quite a while. I can speed it up though with Silk Touch, which I think I can craft and then apply. 32 slime balls, book. Yeah, that's pretty doable. So I should be able to just do the same thing and harvest a bunch of stone. Although there's a lot of water here, so I guess I gotta go a little bit deeper. Alright, 1 broken Infernium axe later. And I ate a, what's it called? Well, this guy, the Insanium apple for the food saturation. So now I should be able to just dump the rest of this stone in here, and I think other types of stone work as well. I'm not actually sure. Actually, it might only take one type of stone. Voidopolis, let me see. It has to be any stone or colored stone. So not anything, but most things. So this green stone should work. See if it actually goes in. And it doesn't. Okay, since I started with regular stone, it has to be regular stone. Let me grab the rest of this stone. That's it. But now we're almost halfway there. Alright, after upgrading the pickaxe to Silk Touch and Unbreaking 3, I think we have just enough. Let me add a little bit more. 9,000. Yep, we're almost there. Just need 1,000 more. Add this stuff, because we should have 1,000 ready to go. Throw you in there. And then I should be able to restart it just by taking out the catalyst. And there we go. It's done. So let me disconnect this. Take you out. Okay, it's stuck on stone, so let me just replace this real quick. Compressor, put you back in. Empty. Okay, grab our cactus slices. And that'll make the cactus singularity. Now I have to disconnect this, because I don't want any more stone, at least not right now. Grab all of our netherrack. Throw all the netherrack into the chest. So that's going to take quite a lot. Why is this so oh, it's out of power, that's why. How are we doing, guys? Interesting, interesting. So currently, all the power is being used to power the quantum compressor, which is very expensive. It takes 500,000 FE at 5,000 FE per tick. And we're not producing anywhere near 5,000 FE per tick. But there's the Desertopolis Singularity. Now it's refilling back up, so now if I re-add the pipe, and continue to fill this with netherrack, it'll continue going, and this will refill back up, and it holds 10 million FE. So if we look at the netherrack one, it takes 500,000 FE, 5,000 FE per tick. So it should be enough. Why did the cactus take so much? Or was it the stone one? No, it's all 500,000. Why did it run out? I feel like the 10 million battery in here should be more than enough to support it, but I guess not. And there we go. We're done with the netherrack. Now this is going to get bottlenecked next. Okay, let me take that out so it doesn't do it again, as I knew it would. Oh, that's... I'm so dumb. I broke it. That's why it lost all the power. But there we go. The Infernopolis Singularity. Now for the Seaopolis Singularity, just got to grab our Heart of the Sea and make one more. And that's gonna, it's not really gonna work because we don't have enough power yet. But it looks like we're gaining enough, so we could put that in there just to make the new one. Yeah, see, it ran out of power. But it's still gonna progress just slowly. and that'll make the Seaopolis Singularity, and then lastly the Stoneopolis Singularity. Let's see where we are with that one. 64 and 19. We need 200, so we're like 45% of the way there. It's a little annoying on this one. The only way to make this go faster is if I add more strainers and just get to straining even more ingots. So I think that's what we'll have to do. But there we go, one Seaopolis Singularity. Now I can throw in our void ingots, and we just need 113 more to go. Alright, that's all of it. I added 4 more strainers, and now, if I throw these in, we finish off the last singularity, the Stoneopolis Singularity. Now if I grab the other 5 and come to our workbench, we should be able to combine these into the ultimate singularity. And with that, the chapter is completed, Singularities, which leaves the only one. Craft Signs Sign. Does literally nothing, it's just a retextured sign. So you want to see me craft the ultimate singularity 3 more times? So, lucky for you guys, I'm able to use the power of video editing to skip right to the end, where we have our singularities. And now we can use these to craft Signs Sign. We just need a sign. We need 4 C-Bucks. And when we put it all together, it's so annoying. Oh, wait, what? Oh, I only grabbed 3. That's why it's not working. There you go, C-Bucks. We can craft Signs Sign. Oh, and you can't even place it. That's funny. And with that, we finish the pack. Thanks for playing. Chapter completed. Bye-bye 1.2.0. I gotta say, this pack was quite fun. The pacing was not too bad. It was pretty solid. I would say probably my main criticism would have to be the usage of steel and rubber right at the end, because throughout the entire playthrough it was never required to have, and then suddenly it's, hey, you need rubber and steel to finish off one of these ingots. But that's pretty low on my list of complaints. Overall, I think this pack did very well. I had a lot of fun with it. It wasn't a slow burn, it was pretty fast, but it was quite enjoyable. Compared to other tech packs, it wasn't as, It wasn't as difficult as the more complicated packs, but it was still challenging enough to keep me interested because the pacing was quite good. It didn't really have a early game that was a slog or an end game that was a massive grind. At least it wasn't a grind because I put in the foundational work to make it go a lot smoother, as you can tell. Like, I would say the main thing that benefited me in this playthrough was focusing heavily on mystical agriculture, because it seemed from the start of the pack that it wasn't too important, but the fact that you needed so much essence to craft things meant that if you waited until the end to actually get started on harvesting a lot of essence, you were going to be struggling for quite a long time, because it just took a long time to get there, you know what I mean? So that's probably where the only grind you had to do was the essence farming. Luckily though, mystical agriculture, now that I'm a bit more versed in it, I realize it's not too bad, because it's exponential growth. You plant an Infernium seed, then you get some more for free, you plant those, and you keep it going until you have a big farm, and then you can upgrade the machines to make them go even faster, and before you know it, you have 20,000 Infernium that you don't know what to do with. And then as for pacing with the quest book, I think it was done pretty well. It wasn't too crazy. Oh, that's weird. A lot of lag there. And it guided you out through the chapters pretty well. Now, there wasn't a lot of room for experimentation, as it was all pretty straightforward. It was craft this, craft that. Now that you can craft this, you can do this. Now that you can go to the nether, you need it to grab this, and so on and so forth. So it wasn't too open-ended. There weren't so many options, but I think that actually helped the pack a lot. Something I usually struggle with in mod packs, especially tech mod packs, is if they give me too many options, I gravitate towards the one I already use or I've used before. Like, if you've watched the channel for a while now, you know AE2. I love it. I love setting up autocrafts. I love building the infrastructure. But in this pack, they kept it further back, so you had to use Tom's Simple Storage for a while, and if you wanted to automate things, you had to do it without AE2 until the end, which I thought was pretty good, because the automation you had to set up wasn't super difficult. It was fun puzzles that once you figured out, they could run self-sufficiently. You know what I mean? Like if we go over here to our ore setup, we built this ore setup in like the second episode, which is like, what, 30 hours ago? And we didn't have to change it at all. It just worked. Then when you added new resources, it was the same thing. Here's a strainer, add the water, add meshes, you're good to go. It got a little bit more complicated when it added stuff like the crystallizer into the mix. But it wasn't too bad because after you made a couple diamonds the first time, mystical agriculture wasn't far behind, so you could just make diamond seeds, do that easier, or if you really wanted to, you could automate the whole process, as it wasn't that difficult. I just didn't do it out of laziness, you know, because we never needed them in such big quantities that it really mattered, and I thought that really helped out the pack. Something I find that turns into a slog, you know, is in a tech pack, the slog to me happens when you get to a point where it's less about getting access to new resources and crafting things, and more so just, can you produce 20,000 iron ingots every minute to build, you know, the refined iron plate pressurized thingamabob that takes 20,000 iron ingots? You know, it's just not that enjoyable when it's not done right. I feel like a lot of packs kind of get into their head that adding more difficult crafts equals complexity when it just adds tedium. And this pack really didn't veer into that direction. I never felt like, oh, I have to go out of my way to do something. It was just, oh, I don't have access to this resource yet. Let me set up some production so I can get it at a reasonable pace. So all in all, really enjoy the pack. And as the author said his name down here, Ben Law, can't wait to see what he does next. Apparently he does have a lot of these kind of Opolis packs, like Stoneopolis, Techopolis, and such, so I might check those out at another time. But as always, I'm your host, Hamas28. This has been Seaopolis Submerged, and I'll see you guys next time.